Hi Gemini, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Gemini, we're doing release and receive this week. I'm incorporating a few different decks to do that. I'm being very specific that the release is something that you've got to detach yourself from. Disengage yourself. I know, you've got to be the center of attention. It's been a while, baby. Yeah. But the birds are over there though. Yeah, if you sit, you sit over there, you can really watch the chickadees and the juncos and the cardinals. Yeah, look at them. Look at those. So be very specific, right? The release is something you disengage in, at least for the first part of the reading. For the oracle card that comes out, because I'm using the my archetype deck. I got Thief that's been going around a bit. Archetype deck and the L key deck. And I don't want your bum in my face. No. Yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna get started. Well, I still have some table space here. Right, Larry? I don't know why you can't go here. Look, the birdies. The birdies. Look, Larry. Oh, come on. Oh, look at the birdies. Yeah, that's so beautiful birdies. Is this beautiful birdies? Yeah. There we go. Okay. So the release and receive. Yes, Larry. No, they're still all looking at you. Believe me, I know they are. Yeah, they're still looking at Larry. Release and receive for Gemini. The jums. Jum in the house. All right. Fluffy tail. Yeah, I know. Okay, walk over. There we go. Oh, thank you. Well, that's okay too. At least you're sharing part of the table. So release, Gemini. Stop sabotaging your own life. Saboteur. All right. Highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. The shadow. Induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. So release this. Stop being afraid. Wait, highlight your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. I feel like whoever this is, you're sabotaging yourself somehow, and you're doing that by not empowering yourself, because there's kind of like this little voice in the back of your head that's saying, oh, but then you'll have to do this and you'll have to look after that. And some of you might have been looking at this for a long time, because it's like stop doing this. Stop sabotaging yourself. Either you're afraid to self-empower. There's a part of you, like, you want to be, let's say, well, sovereign in some aspect of your life, maybe in all aspects of your life. But with that comes consequences of sovereignty that might be more difficult to deal with. Like if you don't like where the captain is always steering the boat, well, want to get rid of everybody on the boat so I can steer it. Yeah, but then there's nobody to cook, there's no one to swab the deck, there's no one to mend the sails. There's something about that here. Release it. Stop. Highlight your fear of self-empowerment. So I feel like you're kind of supposed to take some sort of stronger action for yourself right now by releasing this self-sabotage. So let's see where we go here. What do you need to get ready to receive here? The prostitute. So these are so literal, right? And I am an Aries. Like, I have the mentality of a 2-year-old. So just go right in the gutter right away. Okay. Accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. That's actually quite interesting, because this is about self-empowerment, and what you're meant to receive is self-empowerment. Now, okay, one of the things I want to say here, like this is really basic, but it's a really easy way to describe kind of, there's a sense of codependency being connected with this energy somehow, and what you need to release. There is some sort of codependency, but what that codependency is, I don't know. It could be money. I mean, it could outright be money. It could be, you could be in a relationship, your partner makes a lot more money than you, but you're very unhappy in the relationship. You don't have a lot of choices about your life in the relationship, the direction you would like to take it. It could be work, you know, it could be a place that you work and you kind of need that money to pay your bills, but you don't feel very free in the work that you do. You feel kind of imprisoned by it. But, you know, right, but there's thoughts there that are sabotaging you about moving beyond it. I feel like that might have to do with money. It's kind of funny because you need to survive. The challenge is surviving with this, and she's covered in money. And I mean, that is pretty much, I'm going to guess. I haven't been one, I haven't used one, but I don't know. Not that there's anything wrong with it. That the transaction in prostitution is like money. Usually, I'm guessing. Or it could be drugs, I guess, if there's, or alcohol. If somebody's prostituting themselves because of, you know, something has a hold of them, right? Like something outside of them has a hold of them, whether that is drugs or alcohol. Now, see, look at the shadow. Places material consideration and security above self-empowerment. I really feel like, for whoever this is for, you're caught up in some sort of dynamic here where somebody or something holds you to it because of money. So, you know, it could be describing your house and your mortgage. It could be describing your car loan. It could be describing your work. It could be describing your partner. It could be describing so many things on planet Earth. But this is the reason why you're not empowering yourself, and that's sabotaging you. So it kind of is to say that your reason shouldn't be money if this is why you're not doing it, because that's the worst reason to have, is how this is showing up, right? I know it's general. Hi, Larry. Get through the window. Hi. Yeah. Fascinating, this. I mean, not that I would judge anybody on how they have to survive, as long as you're not hurting other people or breaking major laws. And I said major because you always see the small child starving to death in the other tarot deck who needs a loaf of bread. But I mean, I want to say that there is a sense, but it does depend on where you're coming from, right? Because I feel like when you prostitute yourself, you are negotiating a part of yourself, like your deeper self, for something physical and man-made. I think, well, I think a lot of women do that in the culture that I'm in, anyways, in the society that I'm based in, through partnerships as well. This might not be the person that they love. This might not be the person that they're attracted to, but no, I'm comfortable with him. He makes good money. So, right? Like, that's negotiating a part of yourself there. And then I do think men also, because they tend to be a little more career driven, not to say that women aren't, not to say that men can't. I'm just generalizing because it's a general reading. So, but men can do that too with careers. Like, they may pick careers that do not, they're just not feeling it, you know, like every day could be like, oh God, I gotta go in there and I gotta put up with this bullshit, or, you know, but it's the money that you need to get the things that you want. But you're still negotiating part of yourself. Like, that's a bigger part of this reading, is that you're still kind of, you know, laying in bed with a man that you don't love because he has a roof, he's putting a roof over your head. Going to work at a place that you're laying in bed with the devil, going to a place of work that you don't really have a passion for, or you feel like a part of your soul is stolen here for money. It's really interesting. This. What's the underline? Please do tell. Pray tell. Ooh, child wounded. Woo! Honey, get your cup of tea, your coffee, your liqueur, whatever you might need, because this is going to be an interesting reading. The light awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. Now, one of the things I was about to say, and I didn't say it, but it really actually goes really well with this, and I will get to the shadow in a minute, was what I was describing. Because I feel like the whole idea of humanity's, evolution and awakening is to move further and further and further away from our more base desires and needs and functions. It's not to say that we can't enjoy pleasure. I think pleasure is definitely something that is important in life because we have to have balance. There's pain and pleasure in everything, not in everyone's life, but these negotiations, the way that I'm talking about them are ways that have been perpetuated throughout history and society. Like women often, the person that you fall in love with is not necessarily the person that you can create a family with, or the career that's going to pay you the most is not the place that you enjoy going to every day. But we are evolving to a point where we actually have more power in these choices than we used to, and that our ancestors used to. And you're being shown in this reading that you are kind of in a way self-sabotaging yourself based on old ideals. And I hear some of you talking back, Cindy, it's not an old ideal to want to be able to pay my bills and not live on the streets. No, it's not. It's still a necessity, right? Okay, what is this shadow here? Blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds. Resists moving on through forgiveness. Wow, 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 wow. I need to get into here because, there's something playing out here. Historically and through like how you've witnessed relationships. This definitely does. Okay, I want to see where this goes, because this is what you need to release, the Saboteur, right? Okay, so let's see what the Key deck says. How it adds to this very intriguing reading. She who radiates knowing, ambition, and confidence. See, how I've been doing this reading, I'm being really specific. Like, this is what you need to disengage in. This is what you need to kind of like remove from your life. All the cards that come out after that are going to go into it more deeply. And they're going to, you want to go out? Is that what you want? It's still cold out. I'm anticipating him jumping on the table. I see him out of the corner of my eye. 1, 2, 3. Go. So, definitely. Well, you got this space over here. No. Flying pussycat. There you go. Yeah, you can twitch your tail at me. Do you know how you have a roof over your head to get food? It's these people, these kind people here, but they need something back. Larry. So, she who radiates knowing, ambition, and confidence. You got this. I just want to say, like, you got this. And this is actually, I don't know, I get like either Queen of Wands or Queen of Swords from this individual. It's very self-empowered. And it's also like through intellect. And I want to say not negotiating your spirit. This woman has not negotiated her spirit. They have not done that. All right. What do you need to receive here? Is the prostitute. Maybe. I don't know. It's illegal in some places and not in others. What you need to receive is understanding the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Interesting. It's like a cycle. So what does this say? She who is present now, awareness and acceptance. Wow. This is really being aware of who you are and how you negotiate your power. We do that in everything. Everything that we engage in is a power negotiation. And really, honestly, it's with the energy that I would describe as the devil. Like, you make choices. I was funny. I didn't know why it popped into my head, but now I do. When I was walking Lily this morning, just popped into my head Breaking Bad, that whole series. I watched it. It was fascinating. It's so fascinating, really. It just got hard at times because the violence in it, I'm empathic and I feel it. It's hard to watch it sometimes. But the story, he negotiated himself so many times with the devil, and he had so many opportunities to renegotiate, right? Like, if you don't know the storyline, which I'm sure many of you probably do though, he was a high school chemistry teacher who developed cancer, and he was in the US, which is really the only country that this could play out in, the story, but he didn't have the money to get the cancer treatment. So, and obviously as a high school chemistry teacher, he didn't make enough money for didn't make enough money for the cancer treatments. But he didn't want to put the burden of what his diagnosis was onto anyone else. So his family didn't even know that he had this cancer diagnosis at first. And then, I can't remember. It's been a while now. So then he got into making meth because he was a chemistry teacher, right? He was really good at it. So, but he was just going to make enough for the cancer treatment. And then you end up in a whole different world, right? Because you've now negotiated yourself. So you've basically said, I will give up this part of myself to achieve this. The devil's like, all right, honey, let's do it. Sign right here. Okay, I'm going to keep adjusting this contract as we go. So then at some point, right, then the family and everybody knows that he has cancer. But he's got a bit of an ego towards some friends who went a different direction or he started a business with them. I can't remember the details. They became quite successful, multi-millionaires, maybe even billionaires, but he's still like the high school chemistry teacher. They offer to pay for his treatment. And it does seem like it comes from a pretty good place. They just want him to be better. They want him and his wife to be okay. No, he doesn't take it. And he keeps going down a bad road. And I don't know why I was thinking that today. I thought, God, that's a fascinating story, because he renegotiated with the devil over and over again. The devil actually even came to him, or even angels, like the divine working through other people saying, you know what, here's an out. But you have to, there's a part of your ego that you're going to have to look at here, because you feel like these people have succeeded and you didn't. You feel kind of stolen from that, but they're stepping up right now. Would you rather negotiate with them or the devil? And I mean, that series, it just gets worse and worse for him, right? But that's what that is here. That's what this is. This is being aware. He never really stepped back and said, what am I doing? Everything is so much worse than it could have been. Oh, it just got bad. Yeah, like renegotiating yourself with the devil. But you see, it's like angels step in periodically to say, subheading 5, section 3, we are going to negotiate this in your contract with the devil that you've somehow negotiated yourself into. And you all do. You're all human and you're on earth. So, wow, interesting, no? What is the bottom? She who nurtures empathy, gentleness, and insight. She who waits, purity, waiting, and determination. She who loved ones, fragile, secret love, rejection. Well, isn't that interesting? Because that's the basis of what that, like, he felt rejected because he didn't, I can't remember why, if he bought out early in that business or how that happened. I think there was even a little bit of, like, they kind of messed around. I don't know. I can't remember. But anyways, his ego was bruised over it. There was no way they were going to help him with his cancer treatment. It was better to be with the devil and the drug dealers, right? But it's funny because prostitution is even something that's kind of associated with that, right? Like, you are giving a part of your soul away here to make money. Patience, waiting, and determination. Empathy, gentleness, and insight. I like that transformation. Like going from rejection to determination, but it's mixed with patience and waiting, and that becomes empathy, gentleness, and insight. It's an alchemy. It's a very strong alchemy. Larry, have we learned to share the table? Yeah, you can see the birds and I can do a reading. Very nice. So one tarot card is going to go in the middle, and then we're going to clarify each of these. So the tarot card that goes in the middle is the energy that sits between these 2 points, where we have the Four of Cups and we have the Two of Swords. So there is something here about kind of feeling disappointed about what you've had so far and not really being sure how to move forward. But if I was reading for, I can't remember his character's name in Breaking Bad, the high school chemistry teacher. If I was I would be like something here to do with ego. Bruised ego would definitely be the in-between here. Just watch how much space your ass is taking up there, huh? The card in between is the Page of Pentacles. Wow. There's something that you need to learn here. You know, it's really interesting too, right? Because being a high school chemistry teacher, he's kind of like a mentor in a way. But boy, didn't he make a lot of bad choices and decisions. I think even, well, yeah, he got a former student involved doing really bad decisions. But the page, because there's a sense here of being inexperienced to get to the other side. So oh my God, isn't it funny? She's got all these bottles, these beakers hanging from her belt. Chemistry, right? That's crazy. It's funny. It's been a while since just something randomly popped into my head. And I'm like, why am I thinking about that? And then kind of summarizing the whole thing. And then here it is. It's in your reading. So the Page of Pentacles. This is definitely unfamiliar ground. If you are someone who's already kind of, you know, seasoned in life, it's kind of having a little recognition here of, ooh, I have been compromising myself over and over again. And I've been renegotiating maybe in ways that hasn't been serving my better interests here, but it serves the bruised ego. And we all have it, don't we, Larry? Yeah. Joe, baby. Okay. I know it got cold again. You don't like that. It'll get better. I know I keep saying that. I'm a tarot reader. See? I need my hand. I just got to shuffle again. Because that was just the first card. So, now, I want to be able to see those. That's okay. No, your bum is okay. Now I'm going to clarify these. I also want to say this reading has something to do with, like the wounded child too. That is the bruised ego. There's a really sensitive part of you here that's been bruised in some way, and you're very defensive about protecting it. But the way that you're protecting it is actually like you're negotiating because it's your inner child. You're not negotiating on behalf of the healthiness of your inner child. You're negotiating in a way that is healthy for your ego. I don't think I've ever cut the deck with my left hand before. King of Wands. Well, there can be ego associated with that. The Four of Swords. The Ace of Swords. Well, there can definitely, yeah. I mean, with the Four of Swords too, healing your mind, your thoughts, and being clear with them with the Ace of Swords. Like, but right, this is also acceptance, awareness, and now. That's, that, you know, I would say like an Ace of Swords in that. To the way her hair and her mind is expanding into the air. Receive, wow, a new cycle. The Wheel of Fortune. The Three of Wands, and the Strength card. This is manifesting very strong things here. Like really, you're going to have to wait because this is going to take time, because you're moving into a new cycle here where you're not negotiating yourself. And I honestly, like I really see life as that. Like we negotiate ourselves all the time. We're in the 3D. This is an energy that is run by lower frequencies. And we're like, you know, we're trying to increase our frequencies here and trying to move away from our lower base needs. And and find something better, like not be savages, because that's kind of like how we started. So you have to renegotiate here. But I feel like as long as you are making choices in the future that aren't compromising your soul, your spirit, for I want to say monetary gain, physical things, really anything in the physical. By doing that, by moving forward in that way, it's like you make room for the angels to come in and cross things out on these contracts that you've had written with the devil. Yeah, and it takes time, but it is to change the cycle. It will, with the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Wands, and the Strength card. I honestly feel like, yes, there is going to be a period of time of waiting for things to start materializing for you. But it is this alchemy here, like a big alchemy that the universe would like to help you with, and that's just going to take time. You can't get out of these contracts quickly. Oh, yeah, you got the Ace of Wands and the Magician. See, that is really good energy to manifest with. This is inspired. You holding the wand of inspiration in your life. Oh, I like that. Here we go, Larry. You holding the wand of inspiration in your life. Yeah. So, Gemini, I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to look at, well, that'd be interesting. What motivates you at this time? What are you most anxious about? And then we're going to get into like a interesting little realm of different types of advice for you in there. So there you go, Gemini. Thank you so much, my friends. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.